From China, I'm going to introduce a little bit about the current Chinese film market situation so you can have a general idea what happens in the past period. First, here's the short slides of a chart about the box office revenue in China in the past years. And as you can see, in 2020, there's a huge drop. I think towards to worldwide cinema is the same situation. And in 2021, due to the zero COVID policy in China, so the majority of the cinema was able to open again. So that's why there's a rise again, as you can see. And 2022, my data is from this April. As you know, in Shanghai, we had a massive lockdown, and that means majority of the cinema in China is also shut. So not that many cinemas still opened again, but we still have tiny little bit of the box office, and I convert the currency to euro. But what does that mean to the Chinese cinema at this point? What kind of the film do they release? So here I'm going to show you a little bit of the content. So on this slide, I'm just summarize the main Western film or international films which is released at this point in the Chinese cinema for this year up to now. And among from all those films, based on the poster or the title, you can see there are a lot of animation and also the blockbusters like the Fantastic Beasts and the Jurassic World. Downton Abbey, I would count that it's a little bit more like art house cinema. And then from these data, you can really see the box office difference over here. And so among rest of the films from the box office, then there are all the Chinese mainland content. And for those who cooperate with Chinese filmmakers, producers, or show the Chinese film before, you might notice this. The first chart, the green one, the dragon logo, that's the Chinese censorship logo, which issued by the China Film Administration's team, bureau basically. And so for all the Chinese mainland film, they need to have this dragon logo in front before they can get released. Otherwise, it's not possible. So in case in the future you as the distributors, you find some of the film which is without this content, then you might know it's not from China mainland originally or some other content. The second logo, the red one, actually is a new one from the since this May. For all the Chinese web film, TV series, miniseries, if you want to release on VOD platform, they also need to get this censorship logo now. So that means our censorship situation is getting a bit straighter towards the counter control. But we will see it's also the positive way, so more positive contents will be created. And now I'm going to share a little bit of how the Chinese distributors try to market it, do the marketing while they release the film. As we mentioned yesterday, I think one of the presentation also talked a little bit about the marketing, and TikTok is a massive use in China, as it's originally from the East. Here's one of the example of one of our Chinese content which released last year. The title is from An Hui. The name of the film is Love After Love. And over this page, you can see the distributor creates the main contents for the film itself. As you can see here, is the Chinese logo, so it's official account from them. And daily or like 1 month before the actual release date, daily they will release some different contents, like the different clips, and then you can really see the number. I'm not sure if it's too small or not, but you can really see the data is like increasing how many clicks they got. While it's get closer to the release date, the amount is actually larger. And here I'm going to show you a little bit of the two massive click the screen. So it's one of the backstage clips the distributor used as a promotion. So before the actual release date, the audience can already find out, oh, behind the scenes story, and then they get interested with it because usually they are quite well-known actors and actors. So this is the first way how they're going to promote the film. Second, in China, usually we will have the pre-release day. And during the pre-release days, the distributor will also record some of the audience. Like right now, I'm going to record your reactions while you're watching my slides. And then afterward, I will use this as my marketing materials. By the way, see how my audience is reacting to this. Okay, so most of people cried during this film, so it's they are all quite sentimental. So for this clip, for instance, it has 1.62 million views. So you can see the reaction is quite high, and it has 800,000 likes basically. So it's a good clip. So that's the way how they do the marketing. Yeah. So next, how do you cooperate with the Asian filmmakers and producer? Maybe some of you will have the direct contact, maybe some of you not. But in short, I think you always need to tell them your direct expectations towards the international market. And second, during the material delivery process, always remember to ask the legal file in front and the music cue sheet. And then you, on top of that, you can ask for the extra PR material, as we just saw in the previous slides. Maybe some of the contents, the rights could be shared internationally, and then you can use that to ask the comparison between your country's marketing and the others. And third, just introduce the general market situation before and after pandemic, so their expectation could be remained at a certain level. Then, where you are cooperate with festival distributor, or in the future when you collaborate with the different cinema in Asia to do some French film weeks or German or whatever, like the film week in general. One good thing, the standard is pretty same as the Western country, so it's quite easy, and you just need to understand their demand in advance and always keep communicating with each other. And the last, with the Chinese distributor, sometimes they will also do some extra activities. So before the release, as the event, to attract more parts and the Twitter talks. So here I'm going to show you the extra link. No, it's not showing yet. So I'm going to show you one of the art house film which just released recently, I think 2 weeks ago, or last week, basically, 24th of June. It's called Dumb Season. It's the film that had a world premiere in Rotterdam, like in 2019. Yeah, in 2019, and 2 weeks ago, before the release, actually the sorry. So 2 weeks ago, before the release, the production team, the producer invites 100 poster designer or graphic designer to do the one of the events. Each of the graphic designer got 1 minute per clip of the film. So each of them designed the poster based on per minute of the film, and eventually 100 poster has been designed. And then I think in the future they are trying to make the graphic books out of it, because it's also quite unique and special. And it's more like the extra relevant events which towards to the distribution. It also creates a lot of buzz because it's something quite new. No one will really think of, okay, I have 1 minute clip and then how am I going to do that? But actually it's quite a new idea. I actually really want to show you because some of the poster is really cool. And then you will realize, okay, per film, there's also different sequence, and then created based on the different creativity person, they can see the completely different films. I think there are some glitch, but for those who you are interested, I can still send you the link later. And okay, somehow it's not showing. Yeah, sure. So I can share the links later if any of you is interested in that. Yeah, sure. I will drop that in the face group. So and then you can take a brave view, and because some of the poster for me is really special and nice, I would say. Although it's not our film directly, so I'm actually helping my competitors at this point. But I'm very generous. I think there are some information. It's good to for everyone to know about the Asian country. Hold on. So here we go. And thanks for watching.
Okay, thanks a lot. And thanks to all of you for being here. It's for us cinema guys, it's often quite complicated to communicate with sales agents. So thanks for these insights. Can we have some light, perhaps? Okay. Are there any questions from your side? Otherwise, I can start. But yeah, here's the question. Do we have the mic?
I have one question for you. I forgot your name. Yeah, Natalia. So you mentioned that if we want to book a single screening, we have to approach the festival agent within your company. But what if I'm not a festival?
It doesn't change anything. We are the right owners. So if you don't have your local distributor for a certain film, it's easiest to either approach a film institute from the production country of this film, because they can help you and they can put you in touch with the right person. And if not, if you know it's a like bigger film and you know who the sales is, it's just the easiest way to go, because at some point someone will send you to us either way.
Just a question from me to you as well. You mentioned this booklet, this material you provided. Is that only by your company, or did you communicate with other companies? And
so no, absolutely, it's a project initiated by Europa International. So there there are around 10 to 15 sales companies involved in creating this document, and another 15 festivals that we're creating from Europa Film Festivals Network. So there were at least, and it took like several years, because we only had one session every year during Luxembourg City Film Festival. So I would say that in total around 50 people were working on that.
Okay, thanks. I think there was, yeah, here.
I have a question for you. Sorry. You mentioned that the blockchain system could be very expensive, but at the same time, basically you cut half of the value chain, because like you can benefit from the production to the exhibition with no intermediation. So it's less expensive in this way. So, I mean, it's expensive, but you don't have all the waste of money to passage from one another.
When I was saying it's expensive, I'm saying in regards with the ecological costs, not the economic cost, but is it worth burning all that electricity just to have like a fastest and more secured way of booking a screening? Is it just a fancy way to say that you want to book a screening through blockchain? Or is it really useful? This was my question when I said that in the conclusion.
You will disappear, right? As it says, I mean,
no.
You will disappear. Why not? Sorry. I said that you will disappear as sales agents. I mean, yeah. She's laughing.
Like the example that I was using was in a case where, let's say, you're in Italy and there is no Italian distributor. But on the blockchain, you can state that the right holder for Italy is the sales agent. So you as exhibitor, you will deal with the right holder, which is the sales agent. and we as sales agents will have a contract with producer. And of course, you can do it all in our back and directly get in touch with the producer. But I suppose you can already do it now. And so this won't change anything in that regard. No, it's a way to have the film screened, to create opportunities for the films to be screened as much as possible when there cannot be a distributor in a territory. Does that make sense? But we don't want to eliminate anyone. And I don't want to terminate.
Not yet, at least.
I don't want to terminate myself, so you'll still see me.
But well, for both cases, I'm not really sure if that's solutions for the problem, because at the moment the problem often is I want to screen from some crazy country in my cinema, and I know who the rights holder is, and he just tells me, well, I can't book a screening in your cinema because we might sell the rights to your country later, and we just can't give you the rights because we don't want any screenings before the national release or anything. So I'm not really sure if you have a technical solution for a problem that might be quite deeper, and yeah. And also, I think we as cinemas, we don't really need complicated solutions for security things. We also have KDMs and everything, and a lot of problems with that. So we might not embrace blockchain technology with open arms, because we might not really be in longing for new complicated technology. But maybe I'm not right, and you will sweep the market with blockchain things. So it's okay. Yeah.
I agree with her. If we use blockchain, we can overcome distribution. We can have a direct relationship with the producer. I know that blockchain is expensive. I don't know which kind of blockchain are you using. If you're using an Ethereum blockchain, you have gas fee or you have mining fee, and the Bitcoin mining fee are increasing. You consume energy to do this, and the computation is much more complex over time. So as an exhibitor, I can use blockchain if I can save on my cost. If you're a producer, I can understand why I can use this, because I am really certain about the copyrights and about the path that my movies is following. So if there is something wrong, I can say it depends on distributors, from the exhibitors, and so on. Most that you can find or you can do with a blockchain, you can do with a cloud or with a distributed ledgers that is not a blockchain. So the key question is how the exhibitors can save in this process. I understand it is useful for the distributors, maybe, but the producer. For me, it can be a saving process if I can overcome the distribution, and also if I can overcome the exchange rate fees, for example. Thanks. Can you answer, please?
Good luck. Good luck with that answer. Just a quick, what we're going to do, we are a little early. So after the questions, we will form the groups that will work on exactly these questions. Again, we're going to have 6 groups, and sales agent is going to be in each, you know the drill, like yesterday. Then we're going to have a break. Then Ross will have a presentation, and then we'll be able to work on all these things more intensely. So we can finish this round of questions, and then we will have plenty of time to go more deeply into all this. We opened the Pandora box, I think. So yeah, it's a good thing. We have to do something, no? Okay, please.
Okay, so don't we?
I figure that the cost of using blockchain, so the gas fee and the mining fee, can be divided, can be split between everybody who is going to take a share of the gross receipt of, let's say, a screening organized with blockchain. So you guys as exhibitors would not have to solely take care of the costs of blockchain. Do you understand what I I'm saying.
Yeah.
I completely understand, but I want to give up intermediation. I need to save, and I don't need to add another cost to my and I don't need translation cost too.
Well, yeah, you save in that case because you have, let's say you organize a screening directly with the producer. You take, you as exhibitor, you take your share for exhibiting the movie, and the producer gets his share. And
No. Or distributor.
yeah,
I just have a comment. I think, I mean, I live in France. I don't know how about the situation in your country, but now the distributors are also the producers of the film, because I think the title distributor is starting to disappear, because you can't survive like just being the distributor of the film. So maybe, I don't know. It's not an answer to a question, but it's just a comment. So, thank you.
We have a question here.
Yeah, it's Madeline and yeah.
I'm going to push on the crypto question. I think you mentioned the environmental impact. That's one thing. There's also, you said secure. I don't know if you've been in crypto land, but I wouldn't use the word secure. And also the problem you're trying to fix is, you know, other people have tried to fix it with on-demand services, and I can't think of one of those services that has worked in a cinema. Look them up, because there was a whole hype around cinema on demand in Sweden, in lots of different places. Lots of money was poured into it by the European Commission, and those services don't seem to work still. So maybe, yeah, I think it is maybe a deeper problem around you're trying to sell to territories, we're trying to service a local community, and there's a tension between those two things, because you're trying to sell to the whole of the UK when I'm talking to you, whereas sometimes I'm trying to serve a very small community that I know would want your film. And I think that's where sales agents perhaps need to be more granular in their approach and think in a more granular work about where you're trying to place your film and where the financial potential is for it. So asking, 600 euros for me to screen a film in a 42-seater. I know I'm going to get 42 people. I'm not going to get more people. When you can send me quite easily a direct link, there isn't a problem of sending a DCP and everything. That maybe there's something to think about you working more with smaller models. And then on the exhibitor side, I think maybe there's something we need to understand better, that you are trying to sell to territories. You're not interested in a little granular thing. So perhaps we need to be much more collaborative as exhibitors and think, when I want something from a sales agent, I need to find 10 other cinemas. And that's the way to approach a sales agent. But I think there's something there that would be great to explore over the next few days.
I think that this is a great thing for the workshop later that we're going to have. Yeah. Are there any more questions? Can we form groups now, because it usually takes a little, quite some time, so we're going to have more time for working in the groups. So we're going to do it the same as yesterday.
Yes.
Only this time we're going to start there. Sales agents, please, be ready to join each one group. So start counting again from 1 to 6.